Turpinājumā paplašināsim mūsu apvāršņus Polijas virzienā un uzklausīsim Pozņanas Dzīvības zinātņu universitātes profesoru Piotru Mederski par to, vai Eiropas Savienības prasības ietekmē mežsaimniecību Polijā. Professor Mederski, welcome. Floor is yours.
Good afternoon. To start, I would like to say thank you to Maris Viopa for invitation to this conference. And this is probably the sixth time I'm here in Latvia to support you in this conference. And this year I think is very special because I'm supported by a very strong group of students from Faculty of Forestry and Wood Technology from Poznań, Poznań University of Life Sciences. So thank you for coming. I think this is something that you will enjoy. This is a very well animated presentation I was given from my friends from the state forest in Poland. And I feel like today like an ambassador of the state forest in my shoes, though I'm a scientist working on optimization of forest operations. When I spoke to Maris, he told me that the main topic of the conference will be about Green Deal. And what I have an occasion to share with you is about what's in the plans and dreams of the state forest and what actually took place so far in terms of Green Deal that actually is a policy which goes along with the policy of the state forests. So it will be generally about clean energy. But I'll give you some background about the forestry in Poland. The cover is 30%. It's about 9 million hectares, and 77% is administrated by the state forests. Natura 2000 covers 38% of state forest area. What's happening at the moment in the forestry, which is also linked to, let's say, generally climate change, is the forest conversion. There are areas of coniferous forests that are being converted to mixed forests. This is an answer to make the forest more stabilized against wind breaks, or also make a healthy forest against fungi, which all is linked to climatic changes we are observing at the moment. And what we are observing at the moment is let's say, not enough water for the forest, so the forests are not stable. But we also notice that there is now a good match between species composition and the site conditions. So that goes all along, facing also the challenges of, let's say, Green Deal in this case. The state forest puts a lot of effort to communicate what's happening in the forestry. So the communication is being completed in the projects under the name of education of society. So that what I'm sharing now is also, let's say, also education of activities being taken by the state forest administration. So here some numbers are showing the let's say, importance of that aspect. 9,000 state forest employees involved in it, having 26,000 in total. Okay, getting to the topic. If we look at the documents of Green Deal, we can observe that there are 8 chapters, let's say. So there is for sure clean energy, sustainable industry, building and renovation, farm to fork, eliminating pollutions, sustainable mobility, biodiversity, and sustainable finances. Go back for a minute. So if we take these 8 topics, at least 2 are falling into the topic that I'm now presenting. So it's a clean energy and eliminating pollutions. And if we would like to make like an umbrella for all of those activities, we can say that the strategic aim is the mitigation of climate change by reduction of CO2. So let's do that. Yes. Well, where is the area of limitation of CO2? Now let's say it could be divided into 3 projects that they are overlapping a little bit. So there is for sure carbon sequestration in the forest. Yes? So going back again to forest conversion, we know that there is carbon sequestration in the forest, but what we would like to achieve is to enlarge the capacity of the forest. Yes? So by changing species and basically growing more forest on the same area, like more cubic per hectare, gives us more opportunity for more efficient carbon sequestration. Energy efficiency in buildings, it's very simple at the moment, is making buildings more energy efficient, including solar panels, and forest of energy, that includes solar panels and wind turbines, which I will end talking about in this presentation also. It's actually my favorite topic is the production of energy from wind turbines. My favorite because there is still forestry, and over the forestry there are options to produce clean energy from wind. So basically, these numbers you can see on this slide are numbers that are the aims, like there is expected to have at least 400 electric cars in the forestry administration or used for the purposes instead of typical fuel cars. There's an aim of 740 megawatts production, constant production from clean energy. And obviously, if we have electric cars, we need stations for these electric cars to charge them, and energy storages. This is a challenging project. To produce energy is easy, to use this energy is easy, but storage of this energy, which is very helpful. For example, I'm talking about transmission from solar panels to use this energy for charging the cars. Yeah, so the direct use is easy, but it's also good to store it, for example, for the time when there is no so much production of solar energy. So actions, yes, analysis to find out where is the potential, how much possibilities we do have to produce renewable energy sources in the state forests, analysis of buildings, where and how much we can change the energy consumption, large photovoltaic farms and large turbine wind farms. This is except having it is also discussion and thinking about concentration on it in a large scale. Cooperation in building small local energy systems. Local energy systems based on hydrogen. This everything which is a link to hydrogen in this presentation is in an area of a future completion of the projects. At the moment is more electric based, yes, and the hydrogen is rather something which is being discovered at the moment. An energy market, yeah, the state forests want to participate in the trade of energy. Once it's produced and can be stored, it can be also distributed, and state forests would like to play a role of a player in the market in terms of dealing with energy. Fleet change, yes, so cars, normal cars change to electric cars, and once the cars are there, we need stations, and this actually takes place. And now I'm at the moment to show you the examples from the forest districts and how it is actually mounted in there. So electromobility is another name for electric cars. So this is an example of the car that's being used at the moment in one of the forest districts. So from that numbers I gave a little bit earlier, they are already in use 50 electric cars with 100 power stations to charge the cars. It's an example from one of the forest districts in central Poland, cars being ready to use. They're usually used by forest administration, probably by directors going from A to B, but also by forest guards, yes, who take care of the safe process of harvesting in the state forests. And solar energy. used on larger buildings in the state forest administrations. Yeah? So typical mounting on roofs. You can see on this picture as an example in central Poland. Also in forest districts in a smaller size. And if possible, if landscape conditions let us to do it, it's also just direct placing of solar panels on the ground, if there is enough space. Here is an example next to the seed shelling plant, more in northern Poland. Okay, then my favorite topic for the end of this presentation is the wind turbines, but in not such a classical way that they are placed on the ground. In this case, of a little bit more modern design. Wind turbines over the canopy of the forest. So the project is being run together with Euro Wind Energy. I think this picture presents very well how it is over the relatively young forest. But I give you numbers in a minute to show how it is configured against the forest. It's not whole Poland is going to be covered with these wind turbines. They are selected area for pilot study, but one of the crucial material, let's say in a speech mark, is the wind. Yeah, so basically the first is a recognition of the areas where there is a quite constant and strong wind. You can guess it could be close to the Baltic Sea coast. They are also considered environmental conditions. Environmentalists criticize wind turbines, especially in the topic of bird protection, social aspects, and forest management plans. Important for forestry in this case. If you look at this picture here, you can see area without forest. Yeah? So the question is, what shall we do next? And in numbers, it is like this, that to build one turbine, we need space of around 4,000 square meters. So it's around 65 by 65 meters. Once it's installed in there, the area can be limited to 2,000 square meters, which is around 45 by 45 meters. This is one of the aspects, one of the issues in this context. But second aspect is also the spatial distribution of turbines in the area. Here you will see 3 regional directorates participating in this pilot study. As I mentioned, that would be mainly in northern Poland. And the height of this turbine is 250 meters. So it's a little bit more, it's 50 meters more than, let's say, the standard turbine. The power is, let's say, the middle range of this construction is about 7 megawatts. And what's important, the lowest point of wing rotation is about 70, 80 meters. So basically, there is enough space between the top layer of 3 crowns and the lowest point of rotating parts of the turbines. Let's place in it. Yes, I think it's a good picture to showing that it is not very accidental. First stage is to install it. Yes, but then the second issue is to provide maintenance of this installed infrastructure. And the best thing is have it close to the roads. Yes, here is an example of a forest road, but the forest road has to be brought to the higher level of durability. Yes, this has to be, this forest road needs to be rebuilt, need to be made harder, so the access to maintain the turbine is easy and is for sure for many years. A couple of words about the monitoring of birds. So basically, as you can imagine, the monitoring takes into consideration the area over the forest and under the canopy. So mainly, in this case, we are focused on predator birds and on bats. Bats underneath and predator birds over the forest canopy. So this is under the separate projects to be done, so it is as ecologically friendly as possible. So finally, as you can see, the potential distributions of towers are along the roads, along forest roads, with temporary removal of the forest. Once it's installed in a particular area, and then the limitation of area excluded from utilization is covered again by forest to the limited space, as I mentioned, about 45 by 45 meters per one installment. So that's what I wanted to share with you, and I would like to introduce Jerzy Fijas is one of the persons who is responsible for this project in Poland, from Gdańsk, in fact, and a couple of information about the whole project as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It's enough time to give more questions. Yeah, you are welcome to send them in. What is your personal opinion about our previous topic, about peat topic? What do you think about it? Will Poland have any consequences after the introduction of restrictions for the extraction of and use of peat?
I listened to this presentation with high interest because I know that for Latvia, peat production is a good business. And I'm saying it with a full consent in my mind, what I'm saying that is important part of the business. Yes? One of the speakers today was saying that politicians, they say something like, oh, we will reduce timber harvesting by 20% in Poland from the best areas that should be protected. I mean, this is a wishful thinking. And what I'm really disturbed with is when I listen to these political opinions on the European level, that these opinions or these ideas are distributed to all countries at the same time. I don't know where these ideas are made, but for sure we have in different countries in Europe, we have different conditions. And I think without any reflection to accept this kind of policy is very risky for economies of different countries that are based on the different sources. So just giving the direct action, probably Poland is not as much affected as Latvia, but I would, and I wish you that you can protect your business from this kind of political actions. This example with the current, you know, the government is changed in Poland. Yes, we had a vote a month ago. And on the list of the coalition document, this 20% I mentioned is actually in there. But if we take 20% out of timber from the state forest, this company is not profitable anymore. So, I mean, if very often we talked about economic, environmental and social aspects, and what I would like to hear one day from politicians, that they respect all of these aspects on an equal level. Okay, environmental important, but there is also economic issue. And this economic issue, without considering particular regional conditions, are for me wishful thinking.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to your favorite topic about wind. There are several questions about the situation now. Have you already installed these turbines, what you were showing, and what is the plan about how many wind turbines you plan to install in state forest land in Poland?
Unfortunately, I don't know answer to that question. No, this is a pilot study. Yes, we have 3 regional directorates indicated to install it. It's still in preparation. Yeah, so the process of installing it will take place in the nearest future. But it will take place, yes. Comparing with hydrogen production, etc., this is a little bit more moved to the more future vision and action.
Okay, thanks. More questions. There, you mentioned that one of strategic goals in Poland's strategy is to increase forest resources. What measurable indicators describe growth of forest resources in your country?
That's topic from my professional area, so I feel comfortable to answer it. So basically, there are 2 processes of forest area enlargement. Yes, so this 30% is an intermediate stage before we reach 33%. This is the aim by 2050, but that comes from the policy from 1997, before Poland joined the EU. So it is more internal, very well sensible, calculated aim, 33%. And the process of forest cover enlargement now is being done by buying the land of lower quality from private owners by the state forests. It's a slow process, but it's still step by step is taking place. But the second thing is, I think, is very interesting. You know, if we compare forestry in Poland in, let's say, early 1990s, 30 years ago, the average stocking of the forest was 240 cubic meters per hectare, average stocking, and today there is 285 cubic meters per hectare, average stocking. So this is not only area being bigger and bigger, but also there is more forest in forest. There's a link also to carbon sequestration, yes, because we have more wood, so there is more CO2 absorption and carbon sequestration.
Okay, thanks. And maybe a difficult question, maybe a little bit sensitive question. What do you think? Do you see that there is a possibility that Poland State Forest Organization will go back to FSC certification?
I don't know. I don't know, because it's a little bit political and professional issue. There are certain attitudes of politicians from left wings to the right wings that they have a attitude that are supporting more for certification FSC or less, let's say. So yes, at the moment there is a more focus on PFC certification.
Okay. If it's your opinion, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presentation.